You know, the number one thing that I started out with, and that you were just about to say it before we got booted, was about your hunger strike, and that's what I'm very curious about, because you seem very, very serious about what you hope to accomplish this time around.
You know, Lizzie, what I think I'm serious about is that the status quo is unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's an important distinction. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to stop it. And I don't think Alice Paul knew how to stop it.
Absolutely.
Folks your age, right your age, in Egypt about 14 months ago, they knew goddamn well they didn't know how to get rid of Mubarak.
Yeah.
But what they knew more than that was that they and their parents had been sitting on the sidelines for 30 years. And they couldn't live with that status quo anymore. They knew that they didn't know what to do. But more than that, they knew that they weren't going to sit on the sidelines.
Yeah.
We are extraordinary creatures. Words like divine, made in the Creator's image, creators, godlike, are hard to escape when our true capacities, our heart-led capacities come online. We're extraordinary. We're problem solvers. But we don't solve problems from the sidelines. We talk about problems. We have lifelong professorships talking about problems. We have lifelong careers in nonprofits talking about problems. We make nice, tidy livings talking about problems, but we don't solve them. We solve them when we dive in, when we put our bodies in harm's way. Now it's intense. Now it's acute. Now it's real. Now we've got real feedback. Now we start to figure it out. And that's what happened in Egypt. That's what happened with Alice Paul. That's what happened with the civil rights workers.
Yeah.
None of these people, A, thought they would succeed, and B, knew how to succeed. What they knew was, I'm not sitting on the sidelines anymore. The status quo is not acceptable. That's what I know. Now, only a fool has hope in violence for bringing a different world to you. We can kick the can down the road with violence. We can slow it a little bit, but you're going over the cliff if anyone uses violence to try and stop this. We're outmanned by a trillionfold. The only hope is to hack the hearts of enough people, first onlookers, to hack the hearts and to have them too realize, I'm not sitting on the sidelines. I'm not going to stay on the sidelines. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to stop it. I am not going to stay on the sidelines. The bunker buster that exists, there are two in the Middle East and eastern part of the world. It seems like self-immolation can play a significant role. It's not understood in the West, except Dr. King understood it on the day that he saw, immediately that he saw a monk self-immolate in the Vietnam War. He started to speak out against the war. That's what got to his heart. But it doesn't get to the masses. I have learned that this guy with tattoos on his face that has no following in the activist community, has nothing but people against him in the activist community because I stand and not talk, that my likelihood of igniting many people's hearts is near zero. It's also near zero that I might be a prayer of further igniting President Obama's heart, but he's got a heart.
Yeah.
His heart is front and center. And if there's a shred of a possibility that I can inspire him to up his game, which is already unlike above any president we've ever seen, but if I can do that, that's worth my life.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I mean, that's really, really powerful. It's funny because sometimes, just like I've explained via words so many times, but just sometimes some of the things that you say, you can really hear the sense of urgency in your voice, and just this idea of sticking with what you believe. You often differentiate the difference between the head and the heart. And
it's central. It's central to everything that I know. It's central. And if it's wrong, what I say should be discounted. And if it's approximately correct, then it should be paid attention to, as you are deeply, because it's the key to everything.
So, Loving, are you deciding, you said something about usually you use salt and electrolytes to kind of keep your body a little bit more sustained, but are you starting this process tonight of your hunger strike?
I started it last night.
Last night? Okay.
What will change tonight is that I expect that I will be moving in front of the White House, right in front of the fence, where I've done work before.
Okay.
And also, unlike any similar hunger strike before, where I have been mobile, I feel that the urgency of this is such that I expect to remain in the park 24 hours a day until they cart me away, either feet first or whatever. That will be extremely arduous. There's no lying down in the park. It's not a campground. I suspect I'll be able to sit up late at night, maybe leaning against my bag or something, but it's going to be a very difficult regimen. But it needs to be a difficult regimen. I think if Alice Paul had been offered, we'll give you some comfortable blankets, let's give you some nice clothes, I think she would have said, I'm not here to play. Yeah. I'm here to work. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior.
Yeah.
You should be too. An unviolent warrior. That's where life is. That's where joy is. It's where meaning is. And it's the only place that you guys have any hope. You guys can win this in a walk. You can turn this around in a walk. Probably none of you needs to die. None of you needs to face a shred of the risk that people your age faced by the hundreds of thousands in Egypt 14 months ago. But you've got to get off your butts. This is not the time for a normal college career. This is the time for hunger strikes. This is the time for totally disciplined, totally selfless, totally responsible sit-ins. You need to unviolently, purposefully, respectfully stop the action in your sphere of life, which tends to be your college campuses, and say, no, I'm sorry, the status quo is not going on. Yeah. I've read the science. The consensus is clear. We have the technology. We don't need any new technology. It's less expensive if we stop the accounting scam, if we show the 80% of the cost that you are sending 20 years down the road to me. I'm going to be paying the debt. I'm going to be paying the remediation costs on New York City against the sea level rise, San Francisco against the sea level rise. I'm going to be paying the war costs. No, I wanted it on the bill today. We did that with cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
So finally, after 30 years of allowing the deniers to confuse us, we said, no, I understand the science now, all right? And I love you. I don't want you to smoke, but I'm not going to pay your health costs. You're going to pay your health costs. So we're going to put another $3 a pack on the cigarettes, and that's going to go to your health costs. We need to say, hey, you want to use gas instead of wind-generated electricity in your car? Live it up. But I am not paying your wreckage costs, and I am not paying your war costs. We're going to have a fee on that, on the gasoline, and it's going to be distributed 100% to every registered citizen, every legal citizen in this country to spend on what they want. And if they want to spend it on a Prius, they can spend it on a Prius. If they want to spend it on a gas-guzzling SUV, they can do that. And that market price will it's that simple, sister. And it ain't going to happen unless you guys stand up now and turn this upcoming election not into some meaningless exercise of who the next captain of the Titanic is, but a decision to commandeer the Titanic away from our own insane alcoholism and the coal and gas companies, and steer it toward the technology that is just there begging to be used. Nothing clever in what I'm saying, nothing original in what I'm saying. What's different is I've let it get from my head into the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And the heart, once it gets that, once it sees all of humanity at risk, of course I'm putting myself in harm's way. Now the only question is where and how, but it's going to happen. I'm not sitting on the sidelines.
Wow, very powerful. Well, was there anything that you wanted to conclude with? I don't want to take up too much of your time.
No, this is fine.
Is it now with your hunger strike? Will I have any way to contact you? Or
as a I don't know. I suppose a Navy SEAL caliber fighter of unviolence. I'm always recalculating.
Okay.
Every second, what's the best way for me to serve? But my guess is that I will be out of contact. I have no support. I have no one standing with me. I have no one fighting alongside me. People are afraid of this level of commitment.
Yeah.
It's all that can save us. It's where the joy is, and we are pathologically afraid of it. So the people you'd expect to be coming alongside of me, they badmouth me, they distance me, they diss me, they stay a million miles away. So I will be without support in front of the White House 24 hours a day. I will not be leaving to charge my laptop. I'll be in prayer as a way of trying to send out a physical resonance to other people's hearts, to engage their hearts. And I will be listening to further books on the subjects we've been talking about, so that if there comes another time when I can talk and influence thinking, I'll be that much more powerfully able to do it. So I expect to be completely out of touch.
Okay.
Unless and until some serious soldiers come alongside and decide to provide communication functions, which I have every reason to expect will not happen.
Mhm. Okay. Wow. Well, I mean, I would love to be able to try to make it to DC and, get people together. So I'll see what I can do. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me.
It's been an honor because it strikes me that you are, if I didn't sense that you were a serious soul, respectfully trying to understand another human being, which is what we should always do, or we shouldn't engage, I wouldn't be spending the time. But you are to be encouraged that you are evidencing those features. So I'm extremely glad for the opportunity.
Okay, great. Thanks again, and start living. Good luck. Hopefully I'll see you. Maybe a road trip this weekend. Who knows?
Be well, sister.
All right. Thank you, Start Loving. God bless.
Be with God.
Bye.
Bye.